Chairman, panel of judges, co-debater, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. The motion before the House states that the House reject the 3 tax new laws passed by the Parliament, but I stand against the motion. Mr. Chairman, let me raise my cogent point, but I will begin with the Excise Duty Amendment Bill. This bill is to provide collective duty on a selected imported manufactured goods. This bill imported on the cigarettes and tobacco. Mr. Chairman, these cigarettes are wrongly used by the individuals and the youth. Mr. Chairman, this one causes health problems to the individuals. Mr. Chairman, it has been recorded that 23.3% of the individuals have really intake the alcohol heavily. Mr. Chairman, it has also been estimated that 2.1% are involved in heavy drinking. Growth and sustainability is my second point I will raise. Government impose charges on their citizens and businesses as it means of raising revenue, which then is used to meet the budget demands. This includes financing government and public projects as well to make the business environment in the country sedative in the economic growth. Tax are crucial because the government collect this money to use it in terms of bringing the community or the country into a better position. The money from the tax is channeled to funding, furnishing and maintaining the public education system, to the fostering economic growth and development. Taxation is not only paid for goods and services, it is a key ingredient in social contract and between the social and the environment. Mr. Chairman, income tax, which will be my last point I will raise. Government needs this sustainability source of funding for social programs and public investment. And I want my opponent here to understand that this tax is not only used to pay goods and services, but it is a key ingredient in social and the society and the economy. Mr. Chairman, all the government needs is revenue, but here is to be careful the type of revenue rate you pick or the revenue tax base. Let's all come together to support the government as it seeks to raise more revenue to support the economic growth. Thank you.
Good evening to you all. I am Victoria Folio. Tonight, I am here to stand for the motion why the Parliament passed the 3 laws. 1. Mr. Chairman may ask, what is tax? It is an compulsory contribution that is taken by an individual to generate an income to the society or the government. Mr. Chairman, I would like to state the 3 taxes. We have the income tax, the growth and sustainability tax. We have the income tax, the growth and sustainability tax. I would like to explain the income tax. I was waiting for my opponent to say that in the income tax, we have 2 types of taxes, but she didn't mention of that, so let me go by it. We have the personal income tax and the corporate income tax. With the personal income tax, it's based on an individual, but the corporate income tax is based on community, it's based on companies that is monitored by the government. With the growth and sustainability, they introduced it in 2020 to generate income for the government. But I would like to ask my opponents that at the end of the year or at the end of the month, where do our taxes go? I bet you all don't know where our taxes go. It will encourage you that you may know that the taxes go into one person's pocket, but at the end they say that it generates income for the society. Do you see this income? They say they are producing lights for us, but at the end of the day, when you go outside during the night, you will not see the street lights on. There are no lights. So I would like to tell my opponent that when she's raising a statement, she should be aware of what she's saying, because she doesn't have any idea of what she's saying, but at the end of the day, the taxes goes into one person. This increases unemployment in our society because we live in a high cost in nowadays, I may go to market today and buy something of 50 Ghana cedis. The next day I'll go to market and buy something of 300 Ghana cedis. This is what I call as high living cost. A mother will go to market today to go and buy something for her 3 kids, but she ends up going to the market with 50 cedis, knowing that when she bought the thing, it was 50 Ghana cedis, but the next day she goes and the thing is 300 cedis. She can't buy for the kids because the money that she sent to the market is not up to the money that she wanted to use to buy for the children. She can't buy one for the children and leave the 3 at home. They will say that she doesn't like them. So this causes unemployment because the money that I'm supposed to take from the person, now the person is going back home, so I'm not going to get the money that I'm used to pay my workers. So in this case, I have to lay some of my workers down. So in conclusion, I would like to ask my opponent that where do our taxes go? Thank you very much.
Right, thank you. Time for rebuttals.
Well, for now, I want to say thank you to my co-debater for what she said. But I want to put it to her that she's wrongly mistaken, and I step on your case. Well, I want to say that she will make something that, where do our taxes go? Have you forgotten that it's the same tax that brought you to the state that you are in now? This same tax is used to build schools, hospitals, and even to make our roads. Have you forgotten? This same tax is also used to create jobs, build more opportunities for the youth to have jobs to do right now. So you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that where do our tax go?
Wait. You can testify from your own road, from Takwa. There are lots of postcodes on the road. So where did those taxes go? Are you trying to tell me that they use this money to build the road?
And the road is being manufactured right now as I'm speaking to you. You can go and check. If they don't gather all this money, how would they come about making the road? So you see, your point is invalid. I put it to you.
I'd like to tell you that in my region, which is Western region, if you're on the way going to the cemetery, there is no street lights on the road.
Okay.
This is caused by the government because one person takes the money into her pocket to fill her polling.
Well, for your case, I want to ask, please, if this money is used to build a street light, what will happen to the hospitals? Those people who are sick in bed, what money would they use to get money to treat them at the hospital, even on their sick bed? Don't tell me that what you are saying right now is valid, because all your points you are giving to me right now, I don't see the need of you giving me this point.
Let me tell you, the same government also came that he's going to build a terminal for the church.
Well, did you not enjoy that? Let's put our hands together for them. So, Josephine and Vic coming out very strong. Jimmy, what do you make of this performance?
Okay, I think, let me start with Vic. You know, in trying to make a point, all right, it's very good. There are some certain statements you make, even if it's in the name of assumption. It's more like you are trying to challenge the reasoning of the people that are listening to you, so people can go along and it's well understandable. But then when you make statement like, maybe, for example, where does the money go or the taxes go? It go into the stomach of whoever or go into their pocket. Like, that's something that any person at all can say. Like, what is the point? Okay, what is the actual point that you are making? So it's not a matter of just putting words together and say them because you think that maybe that will hit them. Because it has to be more intellectual, okay? Even if you're not going factual, it has to be intellectual. You get it? And I think that was one of the things that was also not working for me. I like the question that Josephine asked in relation to the fact that, well, the money is used for hospital. So, but she was choosing, the only side is that she was choosing, I'm trying to quote verbatim, but ignore that. But then you were saying that they choosing to use the money for the hospital instead of street light. Now, my question back to you is that what happens when there are no street light? What will happen? There can be crime, and when crime exists and someone injures, they go back to the hospital. So it's like when the society is safe, there's no need for hospital. Do you get it? yeah, so it was a good counter, but then it also opened up for such thing, and then you want to rethink. I think it was a good attempt, and then that's okay. I expected more, probably because of what Ato you said. My expectations were high. You didn't disappoint me, but I expected more. All right, thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you. Mrs. Yantichi, will you share a few more words in addition to what Jimmy has already said?
Once again, I also enjoyed the interaction between the two of you. Just like Jimmy has said, I would rather be more factual than get antagonistic to want to get your point across. That maybe by thinking that the higher your voice or the stronger you sound, the factual you are. Because at the end of the day, you are talking to people who can also reason and who can also appreciate the issues. So let's be factual in some of the things that we say, and go beyond the facts, and also have more research into what we do, so that we can actually make it more interesting and then more compact for us to also go along with you. But then on the whole, I think it was a great debate. The bantering was good, and the chemistry was also good, so I like that. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much as well. Keep Josephine and then Vic in the competition if they are your favorite. Dial star 800 star 567 hash and put the number 10 for Josephine, the number 14 for Vic. Ladies, thank you very much. You can go backstage.